Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for our glorious convivial interaction here on the Information Superhighway. This particular hootenanny we like to call the Wildwood Live from the Orange Room. And I'm your friendly host, Gregory Stephen Koch, Esquire, and I'm just going to share this at a couple different locations. I'm going to share this too. A couple locations, gonna share this too. A couple of portals, I'm sharing this too. I'm sharing this to a couple of portals, okay? FYI. The Gristle Kingdom, there it is. Share, boom, done. One more, come on there, phone. You can do it. Come on, I trust that you can do it. Folks, what's going on out there? Emilio is the first one. What's going on, Daddy-O? Roger? Mark, Stuart, friends, music friends, where the fun never ends. Well, all right. We did it. All right. Now, the guitar I'm playing today, just to let you know, we got this. This is a Wildwood exclusive. White Falcon Jr., but as you can see, it's still proportionate to me, the large. It's not the full beast. The full beast. But you can see that it is still large and in charge. To give you an example of the proportional difference, a regular one is 17 inches lower bout width. This one is 16-inch. Length of body from end of Bigsby. A junior, that's this one, is 21 inches. The regular is 21.5, so just slightly larger. The upper bout, the regular one is 12 inches. This is 11.5. And the waistline, oh, goodness, is 9.25 as opposed to 10.37. Depth, 2.5 as opposed to 2.75. And total length, the junior is 42 as opposed to the regular one, which is 44. So just slightly larger. Smaller, I should say. Sorry, the other one is slightly larger, but this is slightly smaller. And I got to tell you, these pickups on here belch forth great rock savagery. And they are two TV Jones Supertrons. And I'm going to say they're called Supertrons because they're powerful. I plugged in this guitar after playing a couple of my other guitars, and I was amazed at just how much more oomphy-goomphy this sucker has. It is beastly. And it does have, of course, gold hardware, but the orange trim for me, ladies and gents, is something that fills me with a sense of pride, especially being here in the Orange Room. In the Orange Room. Very super cool. And let's hear how this rascal sounds, shall we? What's going down? Patrick Devine, all the way from Boston. What's going on, Daddy-O? We have someone from Roma. I like it. That sound. It's good for your soul. Aha! Yes, the Ragtime Wanker has returned. That's a song of mine actually called Isla Rose, after my daughter, Isla Rose. Nice spanky little tone on this, Rouse. Gotta remember how that went. I can remember how the tune goes. Ah, that's it. There we go. Prevagen. Where is it? Prevagen, kick in. Wildwood exclusive White Falcon Jr, just a little bit smaller than the Orig. But as you can it's still plenty large. It looks proportionate on me. It does not look, well, I'm a big son of a gun. Let's just not forget that. Drade is big and Drade is savage. Wow, just like the Falcon itself. A mighty predator. Predation is my vocation. Predation is my vocation. I don't know what that sound was right there. It sounded like a half-hearted screech of a sort. But I'm not hungry right now. If I was hungry, I'd probably be a little bit more vigorous, a little bit more real, more intense. Okay? I mix it up. I can't see out of my glasses right now because they're caked with juice. Now I can see you all now. Hey, everybody. What's going down? Mm-hmm. Oh, how do you like those recent Wildwood 30s there, Paulie Brown? Paulie Brown is commenting on behalf of Wildwood Guitars. Paulie Brown, I've been doing some more Wildwood 30s for Paulie Brown. So Wildwood 30s are these 30-second social media things where I'll just play a little bit and then end it with usually one word, or I think I even went so far as to do a phrase at some point, Paul Brown. There might be a phrase. So you can check those out on Instagram. I think they're also on the Wildwood Facebook page as well. And they're also on the Diggity Doggone landing page at wildwoodguitars.com. I can see clearly now. Greetings to you, Graham. What's going on, Daddy-O? Yeah. I just like this guitar sounds great with distortion too. Let's hear it. before I launch into the next onslaught. Rock and roll, it ain't no pollution. Rock and roll, it's good for your soul. Rock and roll is good for your soul, ladies and gentlemen. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Folks, this, again, long live rock. I eat it every night. Isn't that what he says? Long live rock. I eat it every night. Long live rock. Come on and join the line. I don't know what the hell he's saying, but it rocks. Oh, thank you, Frank. That's very nice. Since I learned more watching you for 10 minutes than you can imagine. Well, thank you. I try to throw it in there for the kids. Throwing in the rock and roll. Old tunes of mine from that first Tone Control record, which I'm finally going to get out digitally. It'll finally be available. There's a bunch of old rock and rollers on there. Shame on you, shame on me. This ain't the way love's supposed to be. Oh baby, now I'm fit to be tied. I love it like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Well, first we're in heaven, then we're in hell. When it's gonna change, I just can't tell. Oh, baby, now I'm fit to be turned. I love it like Dr. Jekyll and Master Hyde. Once it was a time, nothing came between us, and we're as right as rain. Well, someone must have slipped us a potion. Now there's a fine line between pleasure and pain. This is a rock and roll weapon. That's all I'm gonna say. Rock and roll, bum bum, doo 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 doo. Mommy Miranda, doo 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 doo. Can you dig it? The mighty Falcon. Whoa, diggity dog it. Oh, diggity dog it. That song, little medley I would do back in the day. Actually, that just got re-released on a record called, I did with Greg Koch and the Tone Controls. That was a record from Double the Gristle, a tune I call Surf Zep. Little Miserlou meets Dazed and Confused on the Highway to Hell. Someone asked what amp I'm using. I'm using my Koch signature amplifier. It's right here. That's what we also use for all the videos when I'm out at Wildwood. We have been using it for the last several years, but of course I haven't been out to Wildwood since last February because of COVID-19. But at some point in the not too distant future, I shall return in glory to Colorado and engage in spirited savagery by touching those guitars and making them howl and screech like beasts in the night. But for now, I'm in the orange room back here in Wisconsin. And this is a guitar that Wildwood sent me. It's a Wildwood exclusive White Falcon Jr. Caw-caw! A bird of prey. Speaking of birds, lots of interesting birds in the neighborhood lately. My wife and I go for spirited walks in the woods, and we commune with nature, and we are one with it. And the other day, as we were running, we heard birds rustling up above and a strange sound, like a vibrating sound. We thought, egads, is this the end of the world? What's going on up there? And it was a gaggle of doggone blue jays, and they were kind of hopping together. They kind of remind me of the zombies in that I Am Legend movie when they're all together going, but they were blue jays, and they were doing this low, do this vibrating sound, and they'd all kind of jump up and down. So that was weird, but a beautiful bird, the blue jay. When I was a kid, I would have lost my mind to see a blue jay, but because of birds from not usually these parts are making their way. So we got blue jays, and then we're walking along. We see cardinals. Now cardinals have been a recent visitor to the Koch lair in the backyard. We see red cardinals all the time. But then we looked up. My wife said, and she used an expletive that I won't share with you now, but she was very excited, and she said, "Look up above," and there was a nest with several creatures of the oriole variety. Orioles, ladies and gentlemen. Orioles, the Baltimore Oriole. Well, just the Oriole. Anyway, crazy. So that's where the White Falcon comes in. It is also making its rounds here in Wauwatosa, and it is a bird of prey. So be careful. He'll swoop down, he or she, it, them, will creep down and peck your cranium into oblivion. But you know what? You'll dig it, because the power of rock is what's doing the pecking. Can you dig it? It's the power of rock that is doing the pecking, the power of rock. All kinds of baseball teams about as well. You're right, Todd. I didn't even think about that. You got your Cardinals, your Blue Jays, and your Orioles. It's a doggone major league outdoors bacchanal in our neighborhood forest. The forest of broken dreams. Come along. See birds / baseball teams frolic in the wood as we're one with it. And then take along this guitar and serenade them. You know what you have there? Closure. We're closing it in, making the full rounds. Diggity dog on it. Now there's a link to this very guitar. Actually, not this very guitar. This one has a serial number ending in 2153, which is not on the website. But if you were so inclined, you could call up our friends at Wildwood and say, Trade was taking a bird of prey for a stroll today, and I was so taken with it that I would like to perch it upon my shoulder as I walked in the wood and looked at bird/baseball teams up in the canopy of the great forest. And they'll set you up. But you can't catch up with me. I'm a road runner, honey, but you can't catch up with me. Look at the bird/baseball teams up in the forest canopy. Beep, beep. Guitar is a rock and roll tool, okay? We did some finger picking earlier. We got it all clean. It's great for that stuff too. You can get engaged and all that. Rock and rolling train whistle intensifies. Woo! Ooh, I yanked it a little bit out of tune with all that sword play. Sword play. Wow, I'm losing my mind. Like I ever had it. What? It's kind of Goldilocks. I'm going to say the neck shape is, it's not huge. It's nice though. It's comfy. It's not real small. I'd say, well, let's see officially what they call it. I would say it's a medium C. I would say it's a medium C. That's what the neck feels like to me. I would say it's a medium C. Let's see what the official jargon is of the neck shape. Just so we know, folks, Catgate is not officially over yet here at Koch Residence. We've made great strides, but the cats are still on uncertain terms, at least the male cat, who's the main perpetrator of all the malfeasance, finally has realized that if he engages in any inappropriate behavior, he's sequestered. He gets that now, so he's been playing a little bit more thoughtfully with his cat friend Luna. But Luna's like not having it. She sees him and she just goes, nope, or whatever. You know, she snarls and makes sound. You're like, Luna, you know what? Stop it. We need you guys to get along so we can actually, sleep at night and stuff. Sorry, little cat update. Cat update. Well, that's hard to say. Not easy. Let's see what we got here. Neck. Let's see what the shoe. Finish color. Trestle bracing. Arched laminated maple. Yes. Neck wood. Maple. Neck dimensions. Yes. 0.910 at the 9th fret. 0.820 at the 1st fret. With that nut, it doesn't really say what the neck shape is. So I'm going to just say it's a medium C. Drade said it's a medium C. Drade said it's a medium C. A burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Down by love's desire, I fell in to a ring of fire. Hang on. I fell in to a burning ring of fire. I went down, and the flames are getting higher. No, it burns, burns, burns. This ring of fire, this ring of... There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is an envelope filter. My buddy Tim Yarning, who makes the Gristle King, made me a pedal called the Waka Waka. And I found it the other day. There it is. The Waka Waka. I love the sound of it. It sounds cool. It sounds good. boosty booze. Something like that. Boo-boo, I yanked it a little bit out of tune, but you know what? I am a powerful savage beast. So sometimes I got to take a string and say, listen, go with me on a guided tour of the gates of hell. Come with me, Mr. String, to places you never dreamed you could go. Come with me, Mr. String. Come with me, Mr. String, to the land of out of tune. Sometimes I can't resist that siren call. Ah, yes. Don't be a wanker. Tuning into Open G, folks. Sorry. In case you're probably tuning in going, this guy's just sitting on screen, just randomly tuning a guitar. What up? Well, sometimes that happens. For Christ's sake. guitar sounds damn good. Straight into that Koch amp. I got a little bit of slapback delay on, but all the gain and whatnotery you're hearing is coming from the Koch amplifier. That's called the Greg. It's called the Greg. That's right. It's the Koch amplifier that's called the Greg, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Greg. Well, it's been fun playing for you today, folks. I'm feeling the power of this mighty instrument. Sometimes a guitar just takes me by storm and says, hey, Drade, let's go for a walk in the wood where we're going to see a bunch of birds, including myself, the mighty Falcon Jr. And I say, all right. And I go along. And I do my own bird calls. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! That was caw-caw, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes my children would be called that when we were young because our last name is Koch. People would go, caw-caw! Caw-caw! I like it. Nothing wrong with it. Caw-caw, 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 caw-caw. Just tuning up a little bit after being an open G for the kids there for a minute. Boy, it sounded good with the slide, didn't it? By these Supertron pickups, old TV Jones, man, I'll tell you what. They're savage, and they fill me with a sense of pride and mirth. Pride and mirth and a little bit of girth. Pride and mirth and a little bit of girth. Wow. Pride and mirth and a little bit of girth. What? Heard some nubby hiding in there. Yeah. Never did it was a hold a man. It's a Falcon Jr., slightly smaller. That is correct, Matty K. Thanks for the intervening. Matty K intervened on behalf of Dre to tell the people what I said about this guitar that I'm a-playing and the rock and roll that I've been slaying. Trying to, anyway. Trying to slay the powers of rock. That's an old tune of mine that I used to do back then. I used to play that one on the Wildwood videos back in the day. Sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice? Say it's very nice and then you're wrong. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister does? Well, I dated your big sister, took her to the show. Along came to Danny, and then lunch and Randy, and slipped right out the door. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice? Say it's very nice and say adios. Little sister, don't you tell the big fella that he's gross. Can you dig it? Can and will you dig it? That's not it. Sorry. The brain went away. Prevagen! few clams here and there, folks. What do you want? Off the top of my head sometimes. We just kind of go. Sometimes we go and the fingers go where the brain lagging a little bit far behind. But that's all right. Don't let the sun beat down upon my feet. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks for the Wildwood team. Thanks for the Wildwood team. The Wildwood team. This is a White Falcon Jr. It's a Wildwood exclusive. There's a link to one of these very guitars in the description up above. I am going through the Koch amplifier, the Greg. This one's in that blue Tolex that it initially came out with, but there are red Tolex and black Tolex versions making their way to Wildwood. So if you are interested in the majestic combo amp that you're hearing through these for these broadcasts, all the overdrive and everything you heard today was from that amp, although I did have a little slapback on here and there. So, and that was going through the effects loop. Can you dig it, my friends out there? Can you dig it? It is for any last questions out there. So I've been engaged in playing out there. Is there any questions pressing that I should be paying attention to? Sorry about that. The Falcon and the Gristleman. I like it. The Falcon and the Gristleman. It's a great guitar. I'm going to tell you that right now. These Supertrons, I'll tell you what, they are super duper pickups. It is EL34 powered. You are correct, Todd. You are correct. 210s, EL34s. It's either 50 or 25 watts, although I keep it on the 50 watts. What does the extra switch to up here do? One is like a tone control preset thing. I just keep it in the middle of normal, and then this is your regular three-way toggle switch, and you got your master volume down here. Oh, we just brought a Melody Maker today. Nice. I like Melody Makers. No, we used a Melody Maker back in the 70s. Our friend Keith Richards used one of those doggone things and sounded rockin' doing it early 70s. Around the Goat's Head Soup era, I believe he was sporting a Melody Maker, if I'm not mistaken. How many preamp tubes? That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. There are a couple extra in there to do the harmonic vibrato, though, I'll tell you that. Maybe you could explain your string gauge and pick type again. Spanish wine. Oh, unfortunately, I'm tuned to my, well, I could go back, I suppose. I'll have to, I'll get to that next time. Ask for Spanish wine next time, and I'll show you how that one goes. I'm tuning to something strange here. I like the Prime Tone 3 Jazz grip. Prime Tone 3, 1.4 millimeter. Prime Tone 3. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Do you have a Rev Sensei there that you could partake of? No, I don't. They kind of come in and Ken sends me a bunch of guitars, I play them, and then I send them back after I do videos with them. So I don't currently have a Sensei here, although I dig those Senseis. 6 12AX7s. Thank you, Elbar. What gauge are my fingers? That remains to be seen. Prime Tone 3. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yes, Matty K, my gold Strat has 9s on it. It came that way. I bought it used, and I like it that way. So I've been playing that guitar with 9s. It gives it a little extra sound to it. And, of course, the strings are super slink. So that's kind of fun. Super slink. Do you know of any solid state amps that's a match for tube amps? Well, certainly there are there's some great solid state renderings at this particular point in time. You know what amp I had back in the day that I enjoyed immensely? When I was in high school, I had a Yamaha G100 212 amplifier, and I used that all through college until finally, maybe when I was a junior in college, I got a Music Man RD112 that I used. But prior to that, I had a Master Volume Twin when I was like a freshman, sophomore, and it kept on blowing up. Couldn't use it. It kept on dying. There was something wrong with it. So I got rid of that. Traded it to somebody for like this 412 VT amp, which was actually fabulous. It was a solid state amp. It was a Canadian amp, solid state. It sounded fabulous. And then I was in the local music store one day and I played. The guy was all hot and those Yamaha amps are unbelievable. Yamaha G100 212. It had a great clean sound and the lead sound sounded good. I played my 335 through that thing. You wouldn't believe it. It sounded great. Is that bridge glued down? It is, Thomas. It is definitely glued down. Opinion on Bogner amps. They're fantastic. And he's a character. Reinhold is a character and a half. He makes great amps. They're fantastic. You know what? I don't remember how heavy that Yamaha was. It was such a long time ago. And I was a strapping young lad. So I probably was like, yeah, whatever. Especially after hauling that twin around. It was probably a vacation. Have I ever played a Garnet amp? I don't believe I have. I still have a red knob twin from '87. You know, Timothy, I had one of those myself. I gigged with that for a while, the red knob twin. That sounded good too. Get a good sound out of that rascal. Strapping young Yeti, indeed. You are correct. I did not see Bogner in his clear vinyl suit, although I can imagine him wearing it. Hey, Greg, would you prefer a Gretsch over a Gibson E335? Well, these certainly are different beasts. Although I got to tell you, this particular Gretsch with these Supertrons is kind of a superhero, isn't it? Kind of bridges. You get a little bit of crispy, fendery isms in there. But you get the sinew and you put some heat on it. It overdrives an amp. It's got Mr. Wiggles on it. It's gorgeous. Kind of makes me feel like a proud, decked out warrior of the night. Can I play any cult songs? You know, I hate to say it, but I probably couldn't even think of a cult song if I tried. Sorry. You know what? We all have our Achilles heel. Mine is cult songs. Well, one of them. One of the Achilles heels. I got several. Luckily, I have 100,000 legs, so that's good. A couple of them are Achilles. No big deal. What? All right, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you soon. Adios.